Guys, Matt here from the Gear Shed again. Just doing a quick look at the Exped Lightning 60. Now, if you would have read my other, watched my other video about the Montane Ultra Tour 55, I'm trying to find a lighter pack than what I currently have. And this is my second choice after the Ultra Tour didn't fit very well and wasn't quite what we're after. So, how do I feel about this thing? It's really good. Yeah, fits very well. Seems to transfer the load in it. I've had about 7.5 kgs in it and wandered around the house for a bit, and it seems to fit very well. It's got a proper hip belt and it's got a frame in it. Coincidentally, that's 1,120 grams compared to the 860 grams of the Ultra Tour. So it's not a huge jump up in sort of ultralight backpacking terms. It's probably colossal, but kind of sacrificing a little bit of the weight for practicality and something that actually does the job. So, you know, there's going to be those occasions where you want to carry water or maybe some winter kit that's going to weigh a bit more. You need something to actually carry it. And if you've got no frame in the pack, it seems to start, you know, you've got to be really hot on what you're taking. So let's have a look at this thing. So it's made out of Dyneema ripstop, which is the black, which is the white stuff running through there. I think it's it's 210 denier, so it's quite light. It's not super heavy pack fabric by any chance. It's got a this webbing strap system that compresses the pack down. It's quite light. It's probably about 10mm webbing, very soft. You've got a central clip here. Ooh, go up a bit. Central clip there for, I would say, ice axes and the like. It just clips on there. It's just one of them. So I think what you do is you put your axes or your poles or whatever down in here, and then just fire them up through that one point so they crisscross. There's nothing really, and just checking there's nothing in there to carry a. Sometimes they have a slit in there if you want to carry a trekking pole. So that's all right. So it's basically one main compartment. It's got a little funky. You might have seen online if you look at the other reviews. There's a little pocket here. Okay, that's sort of free floating inside the pack. Okay, waterproof zipper in there. Big thing with these is that you know you're always going to get some water into them. So I mean, no pack is completely waterproof. So I just put everything into a big plastic bag or a pack liner or something like that. Don't stuff around with pack covers. I think that's a complete bloody waste of time. They get full with water. They flop around. You know, thing is, you're going to backpack. Everything's going to get wet. So just deal with it. You know. Right. So harness wise, so this has a central aluminium stay. Sorry about the wobbliness, guys. Central aluminium stay that runs all the way through here, down into a pocket at the bottom, down in here. Okay, and then the lumbar pad goes over the top. This is your central adjustment. It's basically just sewn onto this little pad here that moves up and down. Okay, so very lightweight. There's not a huge amount of padding, anything on it. Initially, when I tried this pack on, I thought it was going to be uncomfortable because the shape of this aluminium stay did actually push into my back. But I've got a very funky back shape, very swayed back, rounded shoulders. So I have a lot of troubles anyway getting it to fit properly. But this is pretty quick fix. You just bend it. It's a pliable aluminium stay. It's sort of a standard stay that they have on most packs now, internal frame packs nowadays. So it's pretty easy just to bend it to get it away from your spine. Yeah, once I did that, it fit really well. Bearing in mind there's no other padding, so it's just a big sack. There's no back padding in here, so you've got to be careful. You don't want to put your pot or your handle of your big cast iron frying pan there sticking up through your back, because there's nothing there. That's just fabric. It's just my gear inside. Okay. What else? So nice hip pockets. One of the things I do like about these packs is the hip belt. This hip belt runs the strap from the adjuster goes from the side, not the center. I find that a lot better with packs. It actually holds the pack strap properly. Generally, if I find with a pack which has a adjuster on this buckle here, it'll slip and I'll be constantly adjusting it. Being a man, I have no hips, no waist, so I'm constantly hoiking the pack back up. So I found with the packs with the adjuster here, they just keep constantly falling down, but when they stick it on the hip belt like this, one on each side, makes a big difference. You just pull that strap and it tightens it up. Huge difference here. I'm a lot sturdier, so I really like that. It's a good kick forward. Other thing I like about this is very minimalistic. There's basically nothing on it. There's no pockets, no extra zippy pockets. It's just got 2 elastic ones on the side. Waterproof, sorry, for your water bottles and like. That's very fine material, so it'll be interesting to see how long that lasts. There's no base reinforcement, it's just one layer of fabric. Evidently you can take all this stuff off the front. See how we go. And the other thing is on the internet, the first generation of this pack had a kind of a funky slot to put your water bladder hose out of. A lot of people sort of complained about it, so let's just open this up. It's a roll top closure too, by the way, so it's quite large. Mine's on top. I've just got heaps of crap in here from out of the cupboard just to give it some weight. Oh, excuse me. Okay, so that pocket there, okay, that's actually goes into this piece inside here. Okay, now it's got a hydration port hose there. Sorry, hose port there. It's got no pocket in there at all for your hydration pack. It just has the 3 little tabs, so you're going to have to either carry something in a mesh pocket if you've got your bladder, or if you've got one like a sauce bladder, or some of the Camelback ones have got holes on top, you could probably carabine it or something to the top of that. Okay, what's really interesting, so you've got this guy here, okay, and that comes out, it's going to, if you route it through there, it's going to come out of your pocket in here. Okay, but it also has, down the side here, has a hydration port hole as well. So I think they're just splitting their luck between the 2 of them, perhaps. I think this is a better place for it. It's probably going to be, it should have been actually further up, but never mind. That will still work. It come out and you can go around your shoulder straps, nice and easy. Okay, wouldn't bother putting it through there. That's a bit of a bullshit answer, really, so to speak. Alright, so yeah, so overall, just wandering around the house as you do, it fits a shed load better than the other one. It's nice and comfortable. I said you've got to adjust this a little bit to get it to fit your back, if your back's anything like mine. Certainly not ergonomically correct by any means, that's for sure. Yeah, so it's looking like this is the winner. So I think I'm going to keep this one and give it a whirl, take it for a wander, put some weight in it, see how we go. Evidently they reckon you can carry up to 20 kilos with that. I'll probably be, 20 kilos is going to be getting uncomfortable at best of times, but probably going to get a little bit uncomfortable with that. I think it's definitely at the upper end of its comfort level. As I said, a thing on my previous video on the Montaigne one is that I'm not envisaging carrying much more than sort of 6 kilos. Probably, I think the maximum, if we're really going to go for a long period of time, take plenty of food and water, obviously depending on what time of year it is probably going to max out at like 8 kilos, I would say. And this is going to handle that fantastically, I think. Certainly comfortable. It's a little bit weird not having any padding and stuff in here, but it actually doesn't, once you adjust that, it doesn't actually make any difference. So that's where they've lost a lot of weight, is all that padding and extra bits and pieces. Alright, so what else is there? So yeah, just give it a bit of a look over. Reasonably good padded shoulder straps. Comes down into yoke in here. That's just a piece of reinforced nylon. Goes up in there. There's a crossbar at the top. This is their T-Rex frame system they're talking about. Basically, it's just an aluminium star with an aluminium spar across the top. Okay, it's got a funky sort of stainless, I think that's stainless steel alloy clip that goes over the top of the bag, so when you've got it all folded up and it flicks onto, sorry we're doing this as one-handed, should stick it on the tripod, that flicks into there and that goes over the top of the pack. So you still, if you want to lash everything to the top of it, you can just struct it over the side and tuck it down into here on the sides if you're going to put a coat or something like that in it. No need to dick around too much. The ends of these straps too have got a little funky velcro piece that allows you to roll them up. Okay, instead of cutting them off, you just roll them up and they disappear in there. I'm not too sure how useful that is, especially on this sort of thing where you're adjusting it all the time. You're still going to end up with a bit of slack kicking around. These shoulder strap ones here, this probably works right because you only need a certain amount of adjustment at any given time with that. So yeah, overall, yeah, liking it. I think it's going to do the job. It's nice and light, light-ish for a pack. It saves me 800 grams on my current backpack, so that's nothing to laugh at. That's a substantial amount of weight. Lots of little lashing points here. I mean, for me, my sort of philosophy is, for where I come from in New Zealand, I never put anything on the outside of your pack because it just gets shredded and you lose it. Same with people taking their tent poles out and sticking them down the side. Something I'd never do. It's okay on open country, which is kind of like what the UK is like. As soon as you get into the bush, man, you go bye bye poles. They're going to fall out. They're going to get snagged on things. The bag's going to get ripped. Easy place to lose them. Years ago, I used to work in an outdoor store, and that was one of the things I used to sell a lot of. Replacement poles. I managed to lose my pole. Did you happen to put it in the outside pocket? So, yeah, if you're going to split your tent up, stick it down the inside of your pack. It's just going to be safer. It's not going to fall out, snag. I'm not a fan. I basically hardly ever use these side pockets. I might put a water bottle in there at a push. But you see people putting their coats and their gloves, and it's not me. That's not how I work. So so a lot of this stuff on the outside I wouldn't really. That's just going to compress the pack. I'm not going to lash anything to that. It's got lashing loops on the bottom here. You're supposed to be able to put bungee in to hang things off the bottom. I'm not sure how long that's going to last if you put any weight on it, but I won't bother with those. It's a complete waste of time. It's just another thing to snag and fall off and all the rest of it. So yeah, my philosophy is if you can't get in the bag, and the other thing is people go on about, oh, it's not accessible, but if you pack things in the order in which you need to use them, it's very often, people go, oh, I need to get something down here. Well, why did you pack it down here if it's something you need all the time? You put your sleeping kit, so put your bedroll, sleeping bag. I put spare clothing in here that I'm not going to use during the day, so that's stuff you're going to obviously change in overnight. Getting your cooking kit. I generally don't stop and have a brew during the day. I'm not a big coffee or tea drinker. I can do without. I just drink water. So to me, that's obviously other people have them up the top here because obviously in the UK everybody's stopping for a cup of tea every 5 seconds. So usually the cooking kit's in here somewhere, and then I'll have my food, heavy food, clothing on the top, so your waterproofs, gloves, that kind of stuff, and then I'll lash my tent either outside of the plastic bag in the pack if it's small enough, or on the top. Okay, thing is your tent's going to get wet anyway. Keep it out of the way, just put it up there, it's going to be wet, and it's also one of the heavier things. So again, weight. My sleep system's really light, spare clothing's pretty light, that's pretty light. Food's heavy, so foods is up here. Food is around about your shoulder height, and then your tent. So these things in this part of your pack are a bit heavier. You're going to have to make sure you have them in the right, whether too far back from your body, and also not too heavy up. You don't want it too far at the top because that obviously starts kicking out your center of balance. But yeah, that's how I would pack. So not to everybody's tastes. Yeah, so to me, outside pockets, complete waste of fucking time. Never use them. I just like one on the lid pocket, which that one there kind of does the job. Put things like my head torch, fire lighting bits and pieces, maybe a compass. Well, your compass you're probably going to have in your pocket anyway. Little odds and ends that I'm going to use all the time. So generally it's maybe a knife, that kind of thing. All right. So yeah, so overall lovely, nice, like it. Leave your comments in the comment box. I will do a bit more of a review once I've used it. Obviously this you can all take this with a pinch of salt. Give me 6 months, 12 months, give me a few trips under me about with this thing. Take it through the Tour de Mont Blanc and we'll see. Alright, so thank you very much guys. Subscribe and see you later.